I start with this merchant. He's actually a black Dominican merchant originally from Hispaniola. So starting in the 1612, Juan Rodriquez. There's not a lot of history about him. I get to go ahead and have creative license, artistic license, and reimagine who this person is and how he would be in the context of the story. He's sort of a man between two worlds. The world of the natives, the Algonquin, and then there's the European settlers who actually at the time were the Dutch, weren't even planning on settling, but were just coming to trade and using it as a trading route. He becomes really the first entrepreneur that decides to reside and live in Manhattan. I'm a native New Yorker, but my parents are from Dominican Republic. That is part of my heritage, from a Caribbean island, from Dominican Republic. And Juan came from there, came from Hispaniola. So it was like this quick, like, wow, connection, you know. And as an actor, writer, I'm always looking for interesting, unique characters also of color that are another American, that I call them, that are telling a different story about America, that are not just sort of very Western European, that come from that canon, because I feel like that's all America. It is all this hodgepodge, mixed up project that we're still figuring out what's going on, and part of that is these people bringing in these stories and making them visible, you know, so that people know about them. One of the things that I've started tapping into with Juan is this idea of a man who is willing to do whatever it takes to move on ahead, to free himself of whatever ties he has, of whatever limits he might have, even racially, because he was a freed black. He was considered a free black at this time when there was a lot of his brothers and sisters that were not, that were enslaved, that were brought to the island particularly as slaves. So he was one of the few freed blacks that came here. I think he was dealing with personal conflicts as well, of like, who do I identify with? I think there's also a loss of like, who's my home? Where do I sit? Yes, these people, these native people, it seems like I can get closer to them because even just skin tone, I can connect with them. There's a spiritual connection. There's a fight that we're gonna deal with. But so at the end of the day, even those weren't his people. So he was constantly a man of no land and no home. There is a sense of alertness, like a deer with headlights. But then there's also a sense of a chameleon blending in. And there's a sense of, oh yeah, I'm your friend. Oh yeah, you're my friend. Almost more like a cat maybe. Where it's like, I like you, but, you know, I see your shit. Don't fuck with me. I think there's the cat-like reflex, and there's a sense sometimes of really feeling at home, or becoming one with, like a chameleon, becoming one with his environment, but always knowing when at any moment it can be dangerous and you have to move. And as a native New Yorker, a Washington Heights native who grew up on 187 St. Nicholas, to be doing this here, it's an emotional and personal and very exciting thing to be back home and be working as an artist. I think that any artist can understand that. What is that, to go back home and do something in your hood? You know, this is very much my hood, just like it was to all these other people, just like it was to Jan back then, you know. So yeah, I have very much a cultural and artistic, personal connection to Juan. So that to get a chance to bring him to life in Ghost is ideal.